A single tear hit the jungle floor and something ancient stirred. In the dense heart of a rainforest untouched by machines or maps, a child no older than 7 wandered alone. His clothes were torn, his small hands covered in mud, and his cry, soft at first, rose through the canopy like smoke from a dying fire. No one should have heard it. No roads, no trails, no humans for miles. But the trees listened. The wind carried his sobs like a forgotten lullaby. And then the birds came. Not just one, not just a few, dozens. From high-pitched chirps to deep-throated calls, they filled the air with sound, as if answering him, as if they knew what had to be done. A scarlet parrot landed first, just feet away, tilting its head like it was trying to understand. Then came the hornbills, their wings slicing the air as they circled above. Even crows joined black sentinels that rarely moved in such unity. Together, they created a rhythm-sharp calls, fluttering feathers, alarm cries. It was no chaos. It was a signal. Miles away, a group of researchers stationed near a shallow stream heard it. An unnatural, chorus frantic, coordinated, not predator nor prey. One woman, trained in bird behavior, froze. "That's not a mating call," she whispered. "That's a warning, or a call for help." Following the echoing sounds deeper into the forest, they stumbled upon something unimaginable. A clearing filled with birds surrounding a small figure. The boy sat motionless, tears staining his cheeks. But his eyes stared straight at the sky where the birds hovered like guardians. They hadn't harmed him. They hadn't left him. They had waited. As the rescuers approached, the birds didn't scatter. They held their positions until the child was safe in human arms. Then, as if on cue, they rose in silence, one by one, vanishing into the emerald ceiling above. Later, the boy would say little. He didn't know where he came from. He couldn't explain how he got there. But when asked how he survived, he simply whispered, "They didn't let me be alone." No one could explain it. Not the trackers, not the ornithologists. But deep down, they knew. Some cries in the jungle reach farther than sound, and sometimes the first responders wear feathers. Deep in the unforgiving green, time seemed to slow. Each rustle, each chirp, echoing the silence of ages past. Sunlight dripped through the leaves, painting dappled patterns on the forest floor. Here, amidst the symphony of life, a lone figure stirred. A boy, no older than 7 summers. Sat nestled against the roots of a giant tree. His small frame, a picture of vulnerability, was lost in the immensity of the ancient woods. His t-shirt, once vibrant, now hung in shreds, revealing a torso smeared with mud and scratches. His shorts, torn and caked in the same earthly hue, spoke of a journey on foot. His bare feet, tender and bleeding, told a tale of miles walked, of thorns endured, and of a spirit unbroken. Yet the most heartbreaking sight was his face, streaked with dirt and tears. His eyes, wide and lost, held a terror that chilled the soul. His lips, parted in a silent scream, seemed to echo a plea from the depths of his being. He had been crying for what felt like hours, his sobs mixing with the gurgling of a nearby stream. Each tear, a testament to his fear, his loneliness, and his desperate hope for rescue. But this was the jungle in its rawest form, a place where only the strong survive, where every rustle could mean danger, and where help seemed a distant whisper in the cacophony of life. Then, as if touched by an unseen hand, the boy's cries took on a new urgency. Louder now, more desperate. They tore through the stillness of the woods, piercing the thick canopy above. These were no longer the cries of a lost child. They were the cries of a soul pushed to the edge, calling out to the heavens for a sign, a sound, anything to break the suffocating silence of his solitude. And the jungle, ancient and wise, listened. It heard the boy's cries not as mere sounds, but as a language of distress. A plea for aid carried on the wings of desperation, and the jungle responded in a way that defied the laws of nature, in a way that shook the very foundations of the modern world. For deep in the emerald embrace of the rain, where sunlight struggled to pierce the thick foliage, where vines clung to trees in a silent embrace, and where life thrived in a breathtaking array of colors and sounds, something stirred. Something ancient, something primal awoke, stirred by the boy's cries, roused from its slumber by the echoes of his despair. Doves, as if summoned by an unseen force, rose from their perches, their soft cooing filling the air with an eerie calm. Parrots, with plumage as brilliant as jewels, screeched and swooped, their cries piercing the stillness. Hornbills, majestic and grand, trumpeted their arrival, their voices echoing the urgency of the boys. And even the elusive and solitary apes, drawn by some invisible thread, emerged from their hidden lairs, their howls adding a haunting chorus to the symphony of sound. As if guided by an ancient pact, these creatures of the sky and the trees converged upon the boy's location, drawn together by the language of distress, united in their purpose to answer the call of a child in peril. This wasn't just a gathering of birds. It was a response, a lifeline thrown across the abyss of the jungle's indifference. From the highest branches to the forest floor, all eyes, beaks, and ears were focused on the boy. The doves, with their soft, gentle cooing soothed his frayed nerves, reminding him that he was not alone. The parrots, with their vibrant colors and piercing cries, kept watch, their keen eyes scanning the horizon for any sign of danger. The hornbills, with their commanding presence and trumpeting calls, stood guard, ready to defend if needed. And the apes, with their haunting howls, sent out a message that echoed through the jungle, a message of distress, a call for help. In this heart of the untamed wilderness, the boy found solace in the midst of the storm. He leaned against the rough bark of the tree, his small body trembling, yet somehow sustained, the warmth of their collective gaze upon him, a beacon of hope in the darkest hour. For in that moment, he knew he was not just a tiny speck lost in the vast expanse of the jungle. He was a part of it, a part of an ancient, intricate web of life that responded, cared, and endured. His tears subsided, replaced by a dawning realization. The jungle, with all its might and mystery, had embraced him, offering solace and strength when he needed it most. And as the sun began its slow descent, casting long shadows through the trees, the boy knew he wasn't just surviving. He was being watched over, cared for by the very essence of the jungle itself. And so, as night fell and the symphony of the jungle intensified, the boy remained nestled against the tree, finding comfort in the knowledge that he was not alone. For around him, the birds, the apes, the trees, and the very soul of the jungle stood guard, ensuring that the dawn would find him not just alive, but hopeful, ready to face whatever lay ahead.